So what's going on, guys? It's Captain America. Hope you guys are well, and thank you for coming onto the channel. So again, starting off with the match statistics. So this one was a very tight game. It was both teams did score in this game. We did win overall. You know, it was a case where we had 5 shots in general in the match, and they had 6, the opposition. It was a tough game. We were both playing some counter-attacking football. With myself, I had a 7.2 overall rating. I had 5 possession ones, 0 lost. And then again with the tackles, 5 tackles with a 40% accuracy. So just generally on my side, it was a very strong defensive performance. You could check that out in the game. You know, overall we are progressing for that Division 1 title. We're on a 4 out of 4 winning streak now, so hopefully we could keep this momentum and, you know, get that title again in the bag. So no, enjoy the game. And what we're going to be talking about today is going to be about the game that happened yesterday, the Italy versus Argentina. I only saw some highlights. It was very strange to find like proper highlights for the game, as well as the Ukraine and Scotland game and just other stuff as well. And yeah, I just want to go through something that was messed up that happened with me yesterday, man. So I've got a little dog. He's a Cocker Spaniel who's around like 1 year and a half. So I always go to like this park which is near us. And what you need to understand is as well, like we're in an apartment, and when you exit the main building, you're like on this really main road which goes towards like central London as well as other areas as well, like Canary Wharf too. So it's a very busy road. It's like a dual carriage in a way. So it's always very busy. So the route I always take with the dog every lunchtime is going up the hill to this park, Greenwich Park, and yeah, just chilling down there. So yesterday, I don't know what happened with this dog, man. So we're walking and making our way to the park, and he's just pulling me back. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a dog thing at the moment, because I've been speaking to other owners. They've been facing some dog issues too. Like, he doesn't eat compared to, like, same with other dogs. They're on this weird, like, fasting diet where every dog owner I speak to, they're like, yeah, they don't really eat their morning food. And it's a strange little vibe that's going on with these dogs. I don't know what it is. But, yeah, going into the story as such. So we've entered the park, and going into the park directly, I rarely let him off the leash straight away because, of course, the door's there. So I tend to make my way further into the park, so then I could take him off the leash and he could just chill. So we walked further into the park. I took him off the leash. We literally just started walking a bit, and then all of a sudden he sees another dog, a German Shepherd, and you need to understand, like, he's quite small, so whenever he does see larger dogs, for some reason he gets scared. I don't know what it is, but yeah, he gets scared, and then he thinks he can't see me. I'm just like a couple of steps away from him, and this guy just bolts, and he bolts to the exit of this main park which leads onto that busy road. So I could just see him bolting, and I'm like, shit, man. Like, I've started now running. Like, I've just done a Mo Farah and just like got into like my let's say marathon boots and just sprinted away, man. But like when I saw him leaving the park itself, and I then made my way out, I couldn't see him. So it was one of those ones where I just didn't know which direction he went to, if he went left, straight, or right. So I made my way onto the direction which I thought that he went to, which was making our way towards like the house. So it's going a bit downhill. So I'm making my way down there, and again, I cannot see him. But luckily there was some really nice people around. So there was like the truck driver. He horned. He was like, look, he's gone that way. And then there was a cyclist as well who said, yeah, he's gone that way. And she was helping me out as well. She like rid quite far just to see where he was, just to, you know, give me guidance. But I didn't know where he was, so I just kept running again down the hill. I was making my way, and again throughout the whole journey, a lot of these kind people, are, you know, on the street or the cars, or they were generally just walking, saying, look, he's gone in a certain direction. But you need to understand as well, when we're going to our house, we need to cross this busy road, and of course there's a lights that you press and you cross, and it's a safe way. But I don't know how this dog crossed that busy intersection where it's always busy with like ambulance police as well going through it, because it's the center point as mentioned for like central London. So he somehow crossed that, and he's made our way home. And like with me, I'm way back, but again, I haven't seen him throughout the whole thing, so I'm still making my way down. Then I see a group of people near our house, and I'm like thinking the worst, man. I was like, shit, hopefully he hasn't been hit by a vehicle or wherever the case, and he's like on the side, like just injured. So I made my way there, and luckily there's this postman that he delivers the post in our area, so I know him, and he's always seen me with the dog. So fortunately enough, he was like, oh, your dog's here. So there's a group of them down there, and luckily he wasn't injured. So he was just there in the corner. He was very scared. I don't know what of. So I just gave him a little examination just to make sure he wasn't hit with anything or if he's in pain or anything like that. But he seemed okay. So I made my way back in the house and like shit, man, I was shaken because that was the first time he's done anything like that where he's just bolted and he's bolted hard like to home. Like that is the first time he's ever done that. I think he was like shook up by the German Shepherd for some reason. But then now the case is like he's scared of everything. So he's now scared of like, not scared, but he's just like cautious. So if there's people walking around, he's just like always by me, or he's just like barking his way as well. Like just generally, if he's looking at people from the balcony or a window as well, like where I've got the office set up for this game. And generally when I work as well, I've got like a nice ceiling to floor glass, and he can see outside where people walk around. And I don't know, he's just been behaving really, really weird, but I don't know what's happened to him. But luckily, I'm glad that he wasn't hit by anything. But yeah, he's going to be staying on the leash now. First time he's ever done that. But again, just need to get him back comfortable on the leash. And just comfortable, just generally, I don't know what it was that he got scared of. So, yeah, I don't know. But let's see what happens. But yeah, talking about, again, the stuff that we're going to be discussing in this video. So again, the Italy and Argentina game. So I couldn't really find like a proper highlight. So usually whenever you go on YouTube, you do like Italy versus Argentina, and then you always see like maybe BBC Sport or Sky Sports doing like a highlight reel, but I honestly couldn't find anything. So I was just going on this random YouTube created highlights for these games, which were, some of them were really awful. I had to go on my third video just to see the proper highlights, because the first two were just completely about like the fouls and like ball going off the play and only one goal, and I was like, look, these videos are just useless. So the highlights that I did see, I think, as mentioned in my previous video just yesterday, I knew that Argentina were going to win. I actually predicted it was going to be 2-1, but I didn't expect it to be 3-0. I know that Inter Milan, bloody hell, I'm so tired. I know that Italy, you know, they did lose to North Macedonia to be knocked out, as mentioned in my previous video for the World Cup finals. Let's say it was the playoffs that they got knocked out, so they weren't in a great morale. And again, Chiellini's retiring at the end of the season. They got Bonucci as well, but both of these two are very old players, and I knew that they're going to get exploited by the pace of like Di Maria, for example, even Martinez and Messi. So it was a guaranteed win for Argentina, but the way that Argentina played was very beautiful football. The first half was, let's say, equalish, but then the second half was just completely Argentina. Donnarumma did make some decent saves. Look, I don't rate him as a goalkeeper. He's not a good goalkeeper in general, but of course he's got these games where he's like Courtois against Liverpool in these finals. But no, he's not a great goalkeeper. I don't rate him at all. You know, as mentioned in my yesterday's video, Navas is generally a better goalkeeper. Yes, Donnarumma is young, but I don't rate him. He's not a good goalie compared to the likes of like Edison. You got Alisson, and you got like Courtois and other. Even De Gea, man is a midget, but he still makes better saves than Donnarumma. But no, Argentina, I'm glad that Messi's got another, let's say, international trophy under his belt. You know, fantastic player. Generally, you know, Argentina are now going to go into the World Cup with a positive vibe, but I don't think Argentina will win. I do feel that a South American team will win the World Cup, because it's going to be placed in Qatar, and even in the winter, regardless, it's still hot for them. I think 30 Celsius and above, which again for us British people, it's not really ideal conditions, and even the humidity is not going to be great. So I think majority of the European clubs are going to be suffering, but I do feel either a South American club or an African club where they're accustomed to like this climate as well as the heat, I do feel that they will be progressing. I feel that maybe Brazil might take it this year, as sad as it is. I do feel that they've got a strong team in general. Alisson's been fantastic for Liverpool, and I do feel he'll pip Edison in goal. Just one-to-ones, he's just a fantastic player. You know, Edison has got really good distribution, but can't really do that all the time, innit? But no, Alisson's a better goalkeeper in general. But no, let's see. I think it's going to be really interesting this year. As mentioned in the World Cup, I am a German fan, so I do feel that Germany hopefully will progress. You know, they've got a tough table for the Nations League, which is going to be a run-up to, you know, the national, or the international World Cup in Qatar. So you got the likes of like England in the table, you got Italy as well as Hungary. And in my previous video a couple of days ago, I did mention my prediction for the table. I do hope that Germany do become first. I do feel in the table that they have Hungary. Yes, they are quite hard at home, but they got a generally strange team. They play similar to like Iceland, where they're like an underdog, but they do very, very well. So let's see what happens with that. But I do feel that they'll be at the bottom, then it will be Italy, and then it will be England second, and then it will be Germany at the top of the table. So that's my prediction for that. But no, I think, yeah, I think I'm glad that Messi, as mentioned, has won, you know, another international, and yeah, good luck to him for the World Cup. And now, yeah, Ukraine versus Scotland. So that was another game that is going towards the World Cup final, let's say playoffs. So again, you know, it was a very tight game. First half, both of the teams were doing quite well, but Ukraine had the upper hand. They're generally a very strong team. You know, you got the likes of like Yarmolenko as well as Zinchenko. Zinchenko playing for Man City. He played quite a lot of the games towards the latter end of the season. And, you know, generally he is a good player. And, you know, he was operating on the left. His passing, his vision is really, really good. So, you know, he could operate as a left back, a left wing, or even an attacking midfielder as well. So he's got really good positional flexibility, which is always good to see. So, no, I'm glad that Ukraine, you know, in general, Ukraine were the better team. And, you know, they did win the game based on how they played. They were very dominant. You know, Scotland did have many chances as well. Don't get me wrong. You know, there was a case where it was so close with a header that it just came off like so close to the post. They were fortunate to score that goal. You know, the goalkeeper should have done better for Ukraine. And it just rolled in. I think it was around like the 78th minute or so. And then on the counter-attack, that's when Ukraine scored the third goal just to get that confirmation of them progressing into the next final stage now for this World Cup playoff. So, no, I think it'll be an interesting ride for Ukraine. As mentioned, they have got generally a strong team, so they are, let's say, the stronger team out there to progress. I do feel that they will make their way into the World Cup, so that'll be really good to see again in general. But yeah, so I think the main one for today that I've seen for the Nations League, the main match that is catching my eye is Spain versus Portugal. So again, neighbours. They've had a fierce history as well. You know, you've got the likes of Portugal having like Jota. You've got Cancelo, who's had a fantastic seasons over the past with Man City. You've also got Bernardo Silva, again, fantastic for Man City and a great player generally overall. And then you've got Ronaldo as well as Jota, just the overall. So they've got a very strong team, Portugal, against the likes of Spain, who are still, I think, developing and restructuring the team. You know, they have got the likes of like Gavi, for example, who will be playing. I don't think Pedri will be playing. I think they're going to go for more maybe like Koke as well as Busquets, just like a experienced midfield. And then up front you got like Morata, you got Olmo as well. But I don't think that they're strong overall, Spain. I think Portugal are stronger, and I do feel it will be a Portugal win, but both teams to score. I do feel it will be both teams to score. So I do feel it will be maybe 2-1. I do feel Portugal will be the ones that will be victors. So I think, yeah, let's see how that goes. I think it'll be really, really interesting. But yeah, guys, it's coming to the end of the video now. I have blabbered on quite a lot. So with the future videos, what I'm thinking about is, you know, with the Nations League now coming up, and then also the transfer market as well, I'll be discussing more about that, and just random general stuff like that happens day to day. If it's funny, random shit, or just general stuff that happens in my life, I'll also discuss it on these things. I think it's always nice as well just to change it about a bit. But thank you guys. Those that are new, feel free to subscribe as always. Like and comment, you know, if you did enjoy the video. If you didn't, then just let me know what I could do better. You know, I'm always up for like ways to improve my videos. And yeah, those that are oldies and goldies, again, I always appreciate you guys. But yeah, guys, I'll catch you guys on tomorrow's video. And yeah, enjoy this Queen's Jubilee, where I don't really give a crap. But yeah, it's a 4-day weekend, so enjoy that, UK lads. Take care. Bye-bye.
Well, the flag has gone up here. Offside it is. Not to be advised giving the ball away in that position. Well, in terms of added time, a minimum of 1 minute. Cross blocked. And so